It's another worth word, but there is no other way to describe Nick Vujicic. He really is inspiring. Nick was born without arms or legs, and when he tells the story of his birth, the shock, the confusion suffered by his parents, he'll have you in tears. Growing up wasn't all that much fun either. So, how did he do so well? Become school captain, go to UNI, get a double degree, and set himself up in a really great job. That's the story we are about to tell. A message of hope that helps teenagers all around the world cope with their problems, a message you will never forget. Nick Vujicic, Nicholas James Vujicic, is an Australian-American Christian evangelist and also a motivational speaker. He was born without arms or legs, who has become a world-renowned speaker and also New York Times best-selling author, coach, and entrepreneur. Nick faced tremendous obstacles in life, from living life without limbs to being bullied at school and fearful for his future with no purpose in sight. Without hope, his feelings of helplessness and isolation led him to attempt suicide. Nick persevered life through challenges and discovered key principles which enabled him to find his purpose and turn obstacles into opportunities, making him one of the most sought after keynote speakers in the world. Millions of people have found hope, purpose, and the strength to overcome their challenges through Nick's inspirational speeches and powerful coaching. The moment that he was born, his parents were absolutely shocked to see that their son had no arms or legs. Nick was born with tetraamelia syndrome, a rare disorder characterized by the absence of all four limbs. He had no hands and no legs. His parents are Boris Vujicic and Dushka Vujicic. His father was so distraught that he left the hospital room to vomit, and his mother couldn't bring herself to hold Nick for a long 4 months. Imagine yourself as a child and having your mother refusing to even touch you. After time, his parents got over their emotional distress and tried to do their best for their son Nick. His parents decided not to send him to a school for kids with disabilities, but they sent him to a mainstream school instead. At the age of 8, Nick didn't see a very good future ahead of him, and at the age of 10, he attempted to drown himself in the bathtub. But after several attempts, he realized that he did not want to burden his loved ones with the guilt and sadness of his death. Nick Vujicic was born on December 4th, 1982 in Australia, and his present age is 40 years. He has done a Bachelor of Commerce and double major in accountancy and financial planning, and his height is 3 feet. The childhood of Nick Vujicic was not a very good one. I'd like to say that he had a very nice childhood and his life was great, but I cannot because it was far from it. According to Nick, had he been born in a third world country, his condition might have been considered a curse or a shame by his parents, and he might have been killed at birth. He was born in Melbourne, Australia, and later moved to Brisbane, Australia, where he lived for 14 years before he moved to California. He is the firstborn son of Boris and Dushka. And the heartbreaking thing is that which Nick had expressed in one of his interviews is that his family relatives had not even sent a bouquet of flowers even though he was the firstborn son. That was really sad. When he was 15, he sealed his faith in God, and from there he started to think of the things he had instead of what he didn't. When he was in high school, he met a janitor who inspired him to start speaking of his faith and overcoming his adversity at the age of 17. Nick has a small foot which he calls his chicken drumstick that acts as a propeller in the water and enables him to swim very efficiently. He has expressed his thoughts that without that small foot which he calls a chicken drumstick, he couldn't have imagined his life without it. Nick Vujicic has a specialized wheelchair which is customized for him alone, which he uses to move around. Coming to the family of Nick Vujicic, husband to his beautiful wife and father of 4 children, today Nick lives in California with his wife of 8 years, Kane Miyahara. Together, they have 4 beautiful children, 2 sons, Kiyoshi and Daijin, and twin daughters, Ellie and Olivia. Nick's passion is to inspire and equip the world to know that we all can rise above adversity and overcome every disability of the heart and mind. He is an author, musician, actor, and his hobbies include playing golf, swimming, fishing, surfing, playing soccer, skydiving, and painting. He can also use a computer by himself with his small foot. He writes with his mouth, and right now, according to me, he's got nothing impossible to do. Nick has overcome trials and hardships by focusing on the promise that he was created for a unique and specific purpose, that his life has value, and that no matter the despair and hard times in life, God is always present. Nick credits his success in life to the power that is unleashed when faith takes action. Nick had traveled 78 countries all over the world and had given more than 3,000 talks, some of which have attracted audiences as large as 110 million people. Recently, Vujicic had delivered his inspiring talk on Attitude is Everything in Hyderabad, India on 30th January 2023. Nick also interacted with the government school children in Guntur, Andhra Pradesh, India, and he had also met the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Jagan Mohan Reddy. Books authored by Nick Vujicic are Life Without Limits, Unstoppable, Stand Strong, Love Without Limits, Be the Hands and Feet, Limitless, The Power of Unstoppable Faith, and Give Me a Hug. In 2005, Nick made the long journey from Australia to Southern California, where he founded Life Without Limbs. Nick strongly believes that, though he was born without arms or legs, he was given the strength by God to surmount countless challenges and obstacles. Life without limbs is all about sharing the same hope and genuine love that Nick has personally experienced with people all over the globe through 4 areas of ministry: prayer and encouragement, prison ministry, live events, and digital ministry. Life Without Limbs' mission is to cross boundaries and break down barriers, to build bridges that bring people to the love and hope. In his mission, Nick has delivered messages in schools, colleges, orphanages, prisons, and many more. Being born without arms or legs hasn't stopped evangelist motivational speaker Nick from strengthening his faith and sharing that strength with others. President of his own ministry, Vujicic shares a message of perseverance and hope. Never give up. Nick Vujicic was born without limbs. However, that has never stopped him to achieve all his dreams. When you feel like giving up your dream, force yourself to work another day, another week, a year. You'll be amazed what happens when you don't give up. By Nick. Nick has made a journey from life without limbs to life without limits. His life is an inspiration to many to never give up, and he has inspired me today and hope you too. Thank you.